going on, everybody? My name is Giggles. This is Big Dick Bobby. This is my 1994 Acura Integra LS sedan. The sedans are a lot harder to come by. That's why I decided to get this one. I bought it for $900 off of Facebook from a girl who said she was moving, trying to take her and her boyfriend away from her parents' house and go up north, and just needed some extra cash. They had this. It ran fine, but it had 231,000 miles on it, so that was the issue. Now, these motors are very easy to rebuild. I don't know how to rebuild them myself, but I know a lot of people online that do, a lot of people that make videos, and so I figured, well, I'll buy it and drive it until it blows up, and then I'll try to rebuild it myself. So far, all that they told me it needed was a muffler, because they had cut it off, and it was extremely loud. She told me it needed a battery, and it needed a blinker. Well, I was working up in Minnesota and Iowa for an oil company I was working for, and bought it, not having seen it, not having drove it. I told them, if y'all will drive it 2 hours from Dallas, or an hour and a half from Dallas to where I live at, I'll give you extra money, I'll pay for your travels. And she was like, okay. So the day she's gonna drive it down, just so happened to be my day off, and she calls me and says, hey, we're trying to jump in, it might be a little bit late. I was like, it's fine, you're not meeting up with me, you're meeting up with my mechanic, he'll be there all day, he's not really worried about it. She said, okay. Texted back a little bit later on Facebook and said, hey, I can't get the car to start, I'm gonna have to buy a new battery. I'm just gonna get a cheap battery unless you wanna pick the battery and then repay me for it. I said, yeah, don't just put a cheap battery on it. So I told her, get me a Continental battery and da-da-da-da-da, and bring me a receipt, and she did. So I ended up only paying $900 for the car, $100 for her travel, and like $97 for the battery. So we'll round up $1,100. Well, yeah, $1,100. I was gonna say I had just sold a Mustang for $1,200, but I just gave my mechanic $100 for making the whole transaction for me. Now, is this a good angle? I think so. Let me check. Yeah, that's good. So $1,200 in, pretty much, and I fly back in last Sunday, the September the 24th, and I go to my mechanic shop Sunday night, and I get to the vehicle and I start it up, and it is just loud as hell. Fireballs, I mean, rain, had nothing on it. It was super loud, louder than any Mustang you've ever heard. Well, from what they had told me, I thought, like I said, the muffler had just been cut off. But after putting it up on the lift and lifting it up, it actually was a straight pipe all the way back with the muffler cut off. And I was like, oh shit. Well, inspection's out. It's not going to pass being this loud, so I ordered an SRS catback exhaust off eBay. Normal price, I think $440, I believe. I ended up, guy had it marked at $250 with $50 shipping. I talked him down to $200 with $50 shipping, and the part was ordered. So then I had to order new blinkers. The Acura Integra, the 94 to 02 or 01, whichever it is, comes with the yellow blinkers and the corner blinkers, and I absolutely hated those. It wasn't that it was broken or that the bulb was missing, it's that the whole assembly was gone. And so instead of just ordering the stock yellow ones, I decided I was going to order clear ones. So I ordered clear ones with a black background. Clear with a black background. Yeah, there we go. However, when you do that, you have to change all the lights to amber, so that they actually look like blinkers. They're not just clear lights. So I replaced this one, put new amber bulbs in it. I'll have a video for that coming up. And then I get to this other side that the whole assembly's missing, and find out that the socket that the bulb actually snaps into, the whole socket has been cut off, where it's just two wires. One of the sockets is there, not even the full socket, just there's a 3-prong piece that fits into the socket that then fits into the light. All I had was the 3-piece, so I didn't have either socket for either side. So I went ahead and found one at O'Reilly's, or actually ABC, because we have an account with ABC, and I had to actually file it to make it fit. I didn't feel like having to wait on them to special order one, so I got the outside blinker working, but not the inside blinker working on the right hand side. otherwise it'd be loud. But anyways, we are currently headed to the shop to fix this belt that's up here squeaking. I tightened it to where it wasn't squeaking as much, but what I found out is the belt is actually wearing really bad, and so I went ahead and bought a new belt. Let's see. So the exhaust came in. I took it to my shop, put it up on the lift, and my mechanic told me it's not gonna fit. He was like, you ordered the wrong exhaust. And I was like, well, shit. I don't feel like waiting another 2 weeks because I'm gonna have to return it, contact eBay, do a dispute, blah, blah, blah. I'm just gonna go to one of these muffler shops. Went to the muffler shop. I told him, hey, bought this exhaust. I was told it doesn't fit. Can you make it fit? He goes, well, look at it. First problem I encountered was we couldn't even get the car on the lift. I mean, the lift is like 4 inches high, but it's got a little ramp on it. And the problem was, it was just scraping. So they actually had to get, I hate it. They had to get an extra board to extend it to make it where it was less of an angle over a farther distance. So I lifted it up. I had the new exhaust at my mechanic shop. I'm backtracking a little bit. While I had it lifted up, I went ahead and looked at the suspension because it is, I can't fit my finger between the wheel and the weld on the frame. I mean, there's less than this much clearance. And that, you know, it wasn't just they cut the springs, it was they put a whole coilover system on there, but they put springs that don't even touch, they're too small. And so it's pretty much just riding on shocks. And I went ahead and found out I could get some Integra coilovers for $450. Normal price was $8.99. And I've been kind of contemplating that. I found the full set of quick strut assembly, which would be just unbolt what I've got, bolt on, super easy. The stock ones. So yeah, the top hat, the rubber's completely gone. The springs aren't even touching the frame. They're like this far from touching it. I went ahead, while I had it up in the air, found out the CV axle on the driver's side was messed up. So I went ahead and ordered a CV axle, replaced that, replaced the bushing on this side, or not the bushing, the front sway bar linkage, and then just tightened the other one down because it was wearing crooked. I don't really have any videos of that. That's just kind of the maintenance I needed to where I could drive it daily. $241 off of Amazon. I could have got the stock quick strut assembly, which just bolts on. That $241 includes the front and the back. Well, I only have an ATM card, so I can't really order things online. I can link my actual account, my bank account, you know, routing and account number, to PayPal, but PayPal and Amazon are competitors, so I couldn't pay with PayPal on Amazon. I ended up just going to O'Reilly's and paying like an extra $100. I paid $360 for the quick strut assembly. Plus, they have a lifetime warranty, and that's fantastic. If they ever squeak, they ever rub, the bushings ever go bad, the top hat goes bad, it comes undone, spring cracks, it warps. I'm taking them back. So $241, $360, and $450. I paid $360 right in the middle. So they told me the exhaust wasn't going to fit. Now we're going to fast forward again, back to the muffler shop. I show up, we could barely get it on the lift. I was like, fuck it, I need to get this done. You can scratch it a little bit, you know. So he scratched it a little bit, got the boards, got it up on there, and lifted it up. I got a video of that. I'll kind of put into a montage. The guy said I could film. He liked the idea of me filming, but the other guy was like, no. So I got like 2 minutes of footage. He puts it on a lift, and he cuts it all off. So pretty much what he had to do, because I don't have a catalytic converter, it was a straight pipe all the way back. That's why my mechanic was thinking it wasn't going to fit, because after the catalytic converter, it's a 3-bolt. And they were saying that I had like a 2-bolt and 3-bolt combination. So what he actually did was cut the pipe where the catalytic converter would have ended and started at the back, lined up the muffler, lined up the Z-pipe, lined up the resonator, and then where it ended, he cut it, welded that up. He cut the bolts off, welded the flange around the pipe directly to the pipe, and then welded me up all new hangers. Yes, true. So there's a 2-bolt like this, if you can imagine. You want to show them where the bolts are at, Bobby? Oh, right here.
Yeah,
there's a bolt on the top right here and a bolt on the bottom. No, but he's got it sideways. He didn't bolt it up normal because he cut the bolts off and then just welded it where the catalytic converter would have been to the pipe. He has it turned sideways because it's a resonator. It's the straight pipe, but it's got the resonator to quiet it down. He just has the whole thing turned sideways, so I'm actually going to have to get under there and grind off this bottom bracket, because that's what's scraping the most. It hangs down farther, like this much farther than my entire exhaust. Past McDonald's. Go to Sonic.
Sound good?
I can't make it in Sonic parking lot.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
because of the exhaust.
Yeah. And it does scrape on that right side when I turn. Because like I said, I don't even have a finger clearance between the wheel and the frame. Yeah, I can't stand that rattling.
We'll have to take that off.
Yeah. You got the Allen wrench?
You do.
Yeah, I do. Got parts on parts. Alright, so we're gonna go in here because that rattling sounds worse than the exhaust. The exhaust sounds good. It's just, car's too low, I haven't done really any performance to it. This is just kind of getting it to the basis it needs to be to become a daily driver. That's honestly the point of this. It's not meant to be a drift car, it's not going to be a track car, at least not yet. Because this is my only means of transportation. I just sold my Mustang, and I just got rid of my motorcycle. Which I probably, that was that little bracket that sideways, I hit that. That fucking truck can't park. This fucking truck can't park. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's right there.
Oh, he's backing up.
Yeah, I'll go back around and grab it. I do like the silencer because it really does make it a lot more quiet. Ooh, I didn't scrape there.
As you want to park right here?
Yeah, I'm gonna park right in the middle of everybody. Fuck it. Alright, so while Bobby messes, you hear that? That's the wheel scraping the frame. Or like the, what's it called? A pop weld? It's not a pop weld.
The
Crinkle weld? It's where they come together, the fender and the hood. And like that part, they come together and they weld it on the bottom. I don't have a finger clearance between there and the tire. So when I turn, it actually, anyway, go ahead, Bobby. You hear that? Can't stand it. Oh, let me kill it. He's gonna want me to kill it. Yo, you need a rag?
We lost the boat.
Fuck the ball here.
I've got a rag.
Okay. Fuck the bolt. I don't want the silencer. That's the second time it's done that. When we first took it off the lift, I'm looking at this. When we first took it off the lift, it was... No, it's too loud. All the cars. It was scratching because I didn't even tighten it. So that makes sense why it was, you know, scratching. But then, just now, I did tighten it with an Allen wrench and I held it with my fingers and I for sure torqued it down and then shook it with my... It didn't move. But as I'm driving, it just unthreads itself. It needs to either have a washer or like a really small washer or like a, you can't use rubber because it'll melt. Thread lock, then I won't be able to get it off as well. That's a Princess, by the way. She is an Australian Dingo mixed with Terrier. Anyway, so we're just gonna take it off. We're gonna ride regular. Anyways, I'm gonna run in here and get a drink. I'll be back in a minute, guys.